Here is a fact that should bother you more than it does. Approximately 1/3 of the world's human population is currently infected with a parasite called Toxoplasma gondii. It can only sexually reproduce inside the body of a cat. One of its documented effects in infected rodents is to make them less afraid of cats. You are not a rodent, but the parasite does not know that. Knowing this does not make people like cats less. Cat ownership keeps rising. The internet is approximately 40% cat content. People who are actively allergic to cats keep cats anyway. The answer involves neuroscience, evolutionary biology, acoustic engineering, and at least one parasite that may or may not be manipulating your brain right now. Toxoplasma gondii is a single-celled organism that infects warm-blooded animals, but can only complete its life cycle in cats. The parasite reduces the rat's fear response specifically to cat odor. Infected rats show what researchers describe as attraction to cat urine rather than aversion, altering dopamine signaling in ways that change the animal's behavioral response. In humans, Toxoplasma infection is associated with subtle but measurable changes. Infected individuals show slightly slower reaction times. If a parasite can make a rat walk toward the thing that will kill it, the question of whether it influences human affinity for cats is not fully settled science. Cats purr at frequencies between 25 and 150 Hz. This range overlaps almost exactly with the frequencies used in therapeutic medicine to promote bone density, reduce inflammation, and accelerate healing. Cats have developed a specific vocalization they use when they want food or attention. It embeds a higher frequency cry, in the range of 300 to 600 Hz, within the normal purr. This embedded cry is acoustically similar to the cry of a human infant. Cats that live with humans have developed this vocalization over thousands of years. Cats that live feral do not use it with each other, only with humans. It is a learned manipulation, selected for because it worked. The human auditory system is specifically tuned to respond to infant cries. When you hear an infant cry, it triggers an automatic caregiving response. The cat's solicitation activates the same circuitry. The cat has found the back door in your nervous system and is using it. Cats have large eyes relative to their face size. The ratio of eye to face in adult cats is similar to the ratio in human infants. This triggers what ethologist Konrad Lorenz called the Kinschema, baby schema, a set of physical features that automatically activate nurturing responses in humans. This is why people use baby talk with cats. Studies show that people's voices automatically shift, higher pitch, slower pace. Your nervous system did it automatically, triggered by the cat's face. When you pet a cat, both you and the cat experience a release of oxytocin. This is the same bonding hormone released between human mothers and infants. The texture of cat fur falls within a range of tactile stimulation that humans find particularly soothing. Cats run warmer than humans, between 38 and 39 degrees Celsius. Studies measuring cortisol show measurable reductions in people who pet cats for as little as 10 minutes. Some hospitals and universities have introduced cat therapy programs. Cat triggers caregiving response. Human engages in caregiving. Caregiving releases oxytocin. Oxytocin creates bonding. The cat has become a reliable source of a drug your brain produces naturally. That is not metaphor. That is the mechanism. The primary transmission route to humans is not cat contact. It is undercooked meat. Indoor cats that are fed commercial food have very low transmission risk. Cat scratch disease affects approximately 12,000 Americans annually. Most cases are mild. The actual statistical risk of acquiring a serious illness from a pet cat, for a healthy adult, is low. The emotional benefits overwhelm the risk signal. Humans are not good at comparing vivid emotional experiences against abstract statistical probabilities. The cat is vivid and present. The parasite is abstract and invisible. Cats are the only common domestic animal that humans did not fully domesticate on human terms. They are not pack animals. They do not have an instinctive need for human approval. A cat can be fed consistently and still choose not to sit near you. A cat can ignore you for days and then choose to sit on you. This creates what psychologists call variable ratio reinforcement, the most powerful reinforcement schedule known. When a reward is unpredictable, the seeking behavior intensifies. A dog's affection is largely predictable. A cat's affection is not. When a cat chooses to come to you, when an animal that could ignore you decides to sit on your lap, it triggers a reward response that a dog's constant affection does not. The cat's affection means something specifically because it is not guaranteed. This is the same psychological mechanism behind gambling. Variable rewards are more compelling than fixed ones. The cat has accidentally, or not accidentally, built the most compelling reward schedule available. Cat content dominates the internet for reasons that are partly explained by the above. The features that make cats compelling in person translate unusually well to short video format. A cat knocking something off a table, ignoring its owner, fitting into an impossibly small box. The cat is not performing. It is just being a cat. The infant face response works through screens. The acoustic manipulation works through speakers. Cat content delivers most of the neurological payload of actual cat contact through a screen. This is why people who are severely allergic to cats consume cat content compulsively. Domestic cats are not wolves that became dogs. Their neurological architecture is still largely that of a solitary predator. What cats get from humans is primarily reliable food supply, shelter, warmth. A domestic cat's life expectancy is 12 to 18 years. A feral cat's life expectancy is 2 to 5 years. Cats show attachment to their owners. Studies demonstrate this. But the attachment style is different. Cats are more likely to be securely attached than anxiously attached. The cat is in a beneficial arrangement. It provides neurological reward to the human. The human provides material support to the cat. Humans assess risk through two systems. The first is the analytical system, slow, deliberate, statistical. The second is the experiential system, fast, emotional, based on vivid personal experience. The experiential system is faster and carries more weight in behavioral decisions. Reading that cats carry parasites creates a mild analytical risk signal. Being in a room with a purring cat creates a strong experiential positive signal. The positive signal wins. Not because people are stupid, because this is how risk perception is architectured in the human brain. The same dynamic explains why people smoke knowing the statistics. With cats, the present experience is particularly powerful because it activates multiple ancient neural circuits simultaneously. Their infant response circuits are activating because of the cat's facial structure. Their auditory caregiving circuits are activating because of the cat's vocalizations. Their stress response is dampening because of the tactile and acoustic properties of the cat. Their reward system is activating because of the unpredictability of the cat's affection. Their oxytocin system is running because of physical contact. And somewhere in approximately a third of them, a single-celled organism is sitting in the amygdala, doing something that is not fully understood. The diseases are real. The risk is real but relatively small in context. Cats did not set out to manipulate humans. They found the gaps in human neural architecture over 10,000 years of proximity. The environment in this case was human beings, and they turned out to be remarkably easy to work with. The cat on your lap right now, or the cat video you watched instead of doing something else, is not a coincidence. It is the outcome of 10,000 years of a very small predator, figuring out exactly how to be indispensable to a much larger one. You knew about the diseases. You liked the cat anyway. Now you know why. Cat playing with toy, batting it unpredictably.